In a sport that worships lean, agile athletes, one man dared to rewrite the rules with every thunderous step. At 6'6" inches and over 140 kilograms, they said he was too big, too heavy, that his body would betray him before he reached the highest level. They were wrong. What if I told you that the heaviest player in cricket history became one of its most electrifying stars? That a man ridiculed for his size would silence critics with hands so soft they could cradle an egg, yet strong enough to snatch impossible catches from thin air. Today we reveal the untold story of the gentle giant who conquered a sport designed for bodies nothing like his own. A man who didn't just break records, he shattered stereotypes. This is the story of Rahkeem Cornwall, the mountain who moved cricket. And if you've ever been told you don't have the right body, the right background, or the right anything to achieve your dreams, his journey will forever change how you see your own limitations. Before we dive deeper into this extraordinary story, take 5 seconds right now to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. This channel brings you the authentic stories behind cricket's most compelling figures, stories that will change how you see the game forever. Now let's begin where it all started, on the sun-drenched shores of Antigua. The year is 1993. In the small town of Liberta, Antigua, a boy is born into a family where cricket flows through the veins like blood. Rahkeem Shane Cornwall enters the world with cricket in his DNA, his father Rashan, deeply connected to the game, and his uncle, Wilden Cornwall, already forging a respectable first-class career. But even in these earliest days, Rahkeem stands out, not just for his family name, but for his size. As he grows, so does his frame, rapidly, consistently, until the nickname the Man Mountain follows him through schoolyards and local cricket grounds. Where others might have been crushed under the weight of such labels, young Rahkeem embraces it. What nobody could yet see was how this supposed disadvantage would become his greatest weapon. By 18, Cornwall takes his first tentative steps into professional cricket with the Leeward Islands. These early appearances show flashes of promise, a natural spinner's feel for the ball, surprising agility in the field, and raw power with the bat. But few predict international stardom. The whispers follow him everywhere. Too big for the international game. Won't last 5 days of test cricket. Can't field at that size. The cricket establishment, with its increasing emphasis on supreme fitness and standardized athletic builds, seems to have no place for a player of Cornwall's dimensions. Even as his skills develop, the focus remains on what his body can't do rather than what it can. The modern game demands peak physical condition. Players need to be able to field for days, run quick singles, maintain concentration through punishing heat. Many experts couldn't see how someone with Cornwall's build could meet those demands. Yet beneath the surface, something remarkable is happening. Cornwall is developing a set of skills perfectly adapted to his unique physique. His massive hands become an asset in the slips, where catches stick like glue. His height generates natural bounce when bowling, creating angles impossible for smaller spinners. And when batting, his raw power means even mistimed shots can sail over boundaries. The turning point comes in 2016. Selected to play for the West Indies Cricket Board President's 11 against India, Cornwall seizes his moment with stunning clarity. In a single match, he not only top scores with 41 crucial runs, but claims 5 wickets against world-class opposition, including the prized scalps of cricket royalty, Virat Kohli, Cheteshwar Pujara, and Ajinkya Rahane. For most players, this breakthrough performance would have guaranteed an immediate call-up to the national team. For Cornwall, it only intensifies the debate about his physique. Despite dominating the regional circuit, taking an astonishing 23 wickets in just 3 unofficial tests against Sri Lanka, international recognition remains elusive. Rather than becoming bitter, Cornwall channels his frustration into dominance. The 2017 Regional Super 50 tournament sees him emerge as a genuine all-rounder, 252 runs at an average of 50, with a strike rate approaching 120. These aren't just good numbers, they're elite statistics that would flatter any specialized batsman. Meanwhile, his bowling remains economical and effective, 10 wickets at an economy rate of just 3.63 runs per over. His performances earn him a spot in the Caribbean Premier League with the St. Lucia Stars, later renamed the St. Lucia Zouks. Though his team struggles collectively, Cornwall produces moments of individual brilliance that captivate audiences. None more so than a blistering half-century against the Barbados Trident, 50 runs off just 26 balls, a display of raw power hitting that has fans on their feet and commentators scrambling for superlatives. What's perhaps most remarkable is how Cornwall transforms the conversation about his size. Where critics once saw limitation, fans now see specialization, those massive hands, perfect for slip catching. That imposing frame, intimidating to batsmen. His natural strength, devastating when he connects with the ball. During the 2018-19 season, Cornwall's dominance reaches new heights. He leads the bowling attack for the Leeward Islands in the regional Super 50, claiming 14 wickets in just 8 matches. Even more impressive is his performance in the regional 4-day competition, 54 wickets in 9 matches, an average of 6 wickets per game, that speaks volumes about his consistency and threat as a bowler. Perhaps most surprising to casual observers is Cornwall's excellence in the field. Against the England Lions in 2018, he takes 19 catches, a remarkable feat for any fielder, let alone one of his size. His positioning in the slips becomes a tactical advantage, with his massive hands and sharp reflexes combining to create what teammates jokingly call the safest pair of hands in the Caribbean. By now, the question isn't whether Cornwall deserves international recognition, it's whether the cricket establishment can overcome its own biases about what an elite athlete should look like. Recognizing both his potential and his unique physical profile, Cricket West Indies takes the unprecedented step of creating personalized support for Cornwall, tailored diet and training plans designed to help him meet the demands of international cricket without fundamentally changing who he is. This investment reflects a growing acknowledgement of his value to West Indies cricket and signals a more sophisticated approach to player development. The breakthrough Cornwall and his supporters have long awaited finally arrives in August 2019. When regular Test player Roston Chase is sidelined with injury, the selectors turn to Cornwall for the Test match against India. On August 30th, at Sabina Park in Jamaica, he becomes not just a Test cricketer, but a record breaker, officially the heaviest player in Test cricket history, at over 140 kilograms. Far from being overwhelmed by the occasion, Cornwall immediately looks at home on the international stage. He removes Pujara, continuing his personal success against the Indian batsman, and takes sharp catches that demonstrate why his fielding is an asset rather than a liability. Cornwall's momentum builds through late 2019 during the Test series against Afghanistan. In Lucknow, he produces a bowling masterclass, 7 wickets for just 75 runs, including remarkable figures of 5/74 in the first innings. This performance makes him the first West Indian spinner in nearly 50 years to take 5 wickets in a Test innings, earning him the Man of the Match award and cementing his place in the Test squad. When the COVID-19 pandemic disrupts cricket schedules worldwide in 2020, Cornwall's career might have stalled. Instead, when cricket resumes, he finds himself named in the West Indies squad for the rescheduled Test series against England, a tour that takes place in a biosecure bubble and presents unique challenges for all players. Throughout this period, Cornwall continues to defy expectations about his stamina and endurance. In conditions that test even the fittest players, he maintains his effectiveness over long spells, demonstrating that there are different ways to prepare a body for the rigors of Test cricket. But Cornwall's influence extends beyond the cricket field. His success represents something profound in a world increasingly obsessed with standardized notions of what athletes should look like. For young cricketers who don't fit the traditional mold, Cornwall represents possibility and permission to pursue dreams despite differences, to convert perceived weaknesses into unique strengths, and to redefine rather than conform to expectations. Cornwall's journey also highlights the importance of personalized approaches to athlete development. The tailored support provided by Cricket West Indies, nutrition plans, specialized training regimens, and individualized fitness goals, represents a more sophisticated and inclusive model than the one-size-fits-all standards that might have kept him from international cricket entirely. As his star rises, Cornwall begins to use his platform for causes beyond cricket. He emerges as a significant philanthropic figure in the Caribbean, supporting organizations like the Caribbean HIV and AIDS Alliance, which works to combat the HIV/AIDS epidemic through awareness campaigns and support services for vulnerable communities. He also supports the Caribbean Policy Research Institute, a think tank addressing pressing regional issues through policy research aimed at improving governance and economic development. In St. Lucia, where he has played much of his franchise cricket, Cornwall backs the local Red Cross chapter, which provides essential emergency services and disaster relief throughout the island. Health advocacy features prominently in Cornwall's charitable work through his support of the Barbados Cancer Society, which leads cancer awareness initiatives and provides emotional support for patients and families. Given the elevated cancer rates in parts of the Caribbean, this cause addresses a significant public health concern in the region. Financial success has followed Cornwall's on-field achievements. As of 2025, his estimated net worth stands at approximately 21 crore Indian rupees, or about $3 million US, a significant sum for a player from the smaller islands of the West Indies. This wealth stems from international cricket earnings, franchise contracts, and growing endorsement opportunities. With financial security, has come the ability to establish a comfortable lifestyle. Cornwall resides in a beautiful property in Antigua, with his wife and young son, a 5-bedroom home featuring a private swimming pool that offers both family enjoyment and a training resource for his fitness regimen. While Cornwall's professional achievements have made him a public figure, he maintains a careful balance between openness and privacy regarding his family life. On social media, he occasionally offers glimpses into his role as a father, reading stories, playing in the garden, or teaching cricket fundamentals to his son, affectionately known to fans as Cornwall Jr. These moments reveal a gentler side to the imposing cricketer. His wife maintains an even lower profile, a boundary that Cornwall strictly enforces, protecting those closest to him from the potential downsides of his growing fame. Cornwall's impact on Caribbean cricket can't be overstated. In a region with a rich cricketing history but limited resources, his rise represents a new paradigm for talent identification and development. Rather than forcing players to conform to standardized models, his success argues for nurturing the unique gifts each individual brings to the game. His connection to his Antiguan roots remains strong throughout his journey. Even as international opportunities have taken him around the world, Cornwall maintains deep ties to the community that first supported his cricket dreams. He often returns to local grounds to mentor young players, particularly those who, like him, don't fit conventional athletic molds. In these moments, Cornwall's impact transcends cricket. He becomes a symbol of possibility, a living reminder that paths to success aren't standardized. As Cornwall continues to evolve as a player, his technical mastery becomes increasingly apparent. What casual observers might miss is how thoroughly he has adapted his game to leverage his unique physical attributes. His bowling action, for example, maximizes his height advantage, creating bounce that troubles even the most accomplished batsmen. His fielding positions, particularly in the slips, are carefully selected to minimize lateral movement, while maximizing his exceptional catching ability. And his batting stance, while unorthodox, perfectly channels his natural power into devastating stroke play when the situation demands it. The cricket world has gradually come to appreciate not just Cornwall's talent, but his cricket intelligence, the subtle adjustments and adaptations that have allowed him to thrive where many predicted failure. His journey from curiosity to respected international performer reflects a broader evolution in how cricket evaluates talent, with a growing recognition that diversity in body types and approaches enriches rather than diminishes the game. In franchise cricket, particularly the Caribbean Premier League, Cornwall has become a fan favorite, not just for his on-field performances, but for his authentic personality and clear enjoyment of the game. In a sporting world, often dominated by carefully crafted public personas, his genuine approach resonates with fans tired of cookie-cutter professionals. Cornwall's breakthrough 2019 Test debut against India remains a watershed moment in his career. Walking onto the hallowed turf of Sabina Park, he carried not just the hopes of his family and nation, but the weight of representing everyone who had been told they didn't look the part. His dismissal of Cheteshwar Pujara, clean bowled with a delivery that combined flight, dip and sharp turn, announced his arrival at cricket's highest level, with unmistakable clarity. When he followed this with athletic catches in the slips, the narrative around his mobility and fitness began to shift. No longer was the question whether his body could withstand Test cricket. Now observers wondered how they had misjudged his capabilities so completely. The respect of his peers, perhaps the most meaningful measure of a cricketer's impact, grew with each performance. Former West Indies fast bowling legend Curtly Ambrose, notoriously sparing with praise, remarked after watching Cornwall's bowling against Afghanistan, "He has something special. The control, the variations, but more than that, the cricket brain. He thinks batsmen out." This endorsement from one of cricket's greatest practitioners represented a powerful validation of Cornwall's approach and talent. As Cornwall approaches his mid-30s, his cricket journey continues to evolve. New challenges emerge, younger players, changing formats, the constant pressure to adapt. Yet throughout, he remains true to the principles that guided his rise. Play to your strengths, define success on your own terms, and never let others' limitations become your own. His impact on cricket extends far beyond statistics. In an era where data increasingly drives player development and selection, Cornwall stands as a powerful reminder that numbers don't capture everything of value. His presence at cricket's highest level has expanded the sport's imagination about what's possible and who belongs. For the young boy watching from the stands in Antigua, for the aspiring cricketer told they don't have the right build, for anyone ever dismissed based on appearance rather than ability, Rahkeem Cornwall has changed what's possible. His story reminds us that champions come in many forms, and true greatness is measured not by conformity to expectations, but by the courage to defy them. From humble beginnings in Libertad to the pinnacle of world cricket, through doubt and determination, setbacks and spectacular success, Rahkeem Cornwall's journey continues to unfold. And while we've taken you beyond the boundary today to witness the man behind the cricketer, the most exciting chapters may still lie ahead. Before we end today's video, I want to ask you something important. What perceived limitation are you allowing to hold you back? What stereotype or expectation are you giving too much power? Rahkeem Cornwall's story shows us that our greatest disadvantages can become our defining strengths when we embrace them fully. Let his journey inspire you to break your own boundaries, in sports, in business, in life. If this story moved you, please hit that like button right now, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message of defying expectations and embracing your unique gifts. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the extraordinary stories behind cricket's most fascinating figures. And leave a comment telling us your favorite Rahkeem Cornwall moment, or how his story has inspired you to think differently about your own path. Remember, limitations exist primarily in our minds, and as Cornwall proves every time he steps onto the pitch, true greatness comes from defying expectations, not meeting them. Until next time, this is Cricket Legends, celebrating the stories that make this game so much more than just sport.